Good evening, Storm Nation, and welcome to this Wednesday, January 20th, 2021 update on bus transportation. I wanted to reach out to you and follow up regarding a communication that went out in regards to bus transportation and where things are at. Currently, we've had 2 days of students being back in school, and we're just thrilled that students are back. But as this has started, the transportation piece, which we haven't been doing in a couple of months, is starting over, and we've had a few challenges, and we're trying to address those as they arise. It's not uncommon to have some things taking place when you start the year with transportation. The big difference being September temperatures look a lot different than they are today, and we want to ensure that our students are getting picked up in a timely fashion, being brought home safely and dropped off to where they're supposed to be. So a couple of things that I want to make sure that I share with you. Number one is that one of the things that's been happening and why buses are having a propensity to run behind schedule has to do with the fact of the seating chart. So key to making sure that if there is a need to do some contact tracing with COVID, we need to make sure we know where everybody is seated, and we need to make sure there's consistency with that, so that if there is a need for some quarantining, rather than taking the whole bus, we take only those students who would have to quarantine that might be most impacted. And that's the reason for the seating chart. That's critically important that we have that. And what's been happening is as students have been getting on the buses, they haven't been going to their spots, which then drivers are trying to direct students where they need to go to, and it's causing a delay. And if you start thinking about this, even if it's a 30 to 45 second delay at each stop, as you keep doing that over time, stops keep running farther and farther behind. Those that are at the beginning of the route generally are not as impacted with their pickup times. Those at the end of the route certainly can have 10, 15 minutes, even longer, and that's what we want to avoid, again, especially with the temperatures being the way that they are. So what we'd like to ask you to do for those who have children that ride a bus, please talk with them and let them know the importance getting on the bus and going to their assigned seat so that we can continue with transportation in a timely fashion, because when they don't go to where they're supposed to be, it's just delaying the pickup of students as we continue to move down the routes in the morning, and also with the drop-off piece at the end of the day. Both very critical pieces. So it's not just worried about in the morning, but also with that drop-off time as well. Second thing is that as a parent, if you would please make sure that you have access to our information system in SkyAlert through text so that you are aware if buses are running late. One of the things that is really important for us is that if buses are running late, we want to let you know. The My Stop app is still not available for us yet, and it could be a little while yet before that takes place, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is with that. And so we just want to make sure that if a bus is running late, that we can reach out to families and notify them. So in the letter, the SkyAlert that is coming out, there's a letter there, and it actually walks you through the process if you haven't done the SkyAlert text message yet, or if you want to check to see if you have done that or not. So again, two really important things. One, we want to make sure that our buses are running on time, and we understand the first few days, maybe even the first 3 or 4 days, that sometimes it takes a little bit for everybody to get acclimated. But what we're really struggling with is our buses are running too far behind, and a great cause for that has been that students, when they're getting on the buses, they're not going to their assigned seats. So please help us with that so we can get our routes running on time. And the second piece is if bus routes are running late, We want to notify families, and they're doing that through a text message. And so it's critically important that families get that connection. And in a SkyAlert message that's coming out, you will get information on how you can access that information so it can get to your cell phone. I think that's it for this Wednesday edition. Thank you for all that you are doing to help us. We greatly appreciate it, and hopefully we can continue to improve those times, and so that we don't have to worry about students being either outside in the cold or riding on a bus longer than they have to. With that, take care and go Storm.